Greetings, Mavericks and new viewers. Tonight, direct and live from the Maverick News Network World Studios. This is Maverick News with Rick Walker.
I don't recognize America anymore. I said that about Canada a few years ago. But our country, Canadians, we are resilient. We have a political system that is designed to self-correct. I said that about Canada when Justin Trudeau invoked the Emergencies Act. I said at that moment, Canada died. Within the past week, we've had a court ruling, an appeal, where the court ruled that Justin Trudeau was in error in the way that he used the Emergencies Act to bring an end to the Freedom Convoy. That was the correct decision. For the second time. It could go to the Supreme Court. There are indications that Mark Carney will not appeal, which would also be the correct decision. And it's an important decision for Canada because it sets a legal precedent that will in the future make it difficult, well, actually impossible, for future governments to use the Emergencies Act in that way again, if that ruling holds. And there is every indication that it will, because we have a political system that is designed to self-correct. It takes time. The wheels of justice turn slowly, but it's more important to get it right than to have swift justice. And that's what we have been doing here in this country. For political reasons, some people want to exploit what happened during the Freedom Convoy. In fact, they went there with that intent to begin with. Certainly not the majority of people, but there were people at the center of it, and we've talked about that here. That's not what's going on in the United States tonight on the streets. This is a time to make a choice, to decide what you stand for, what you really truly believe in. Do you really believe in freedom? Do you really believe in justice, the rule of law, all things that underscore and provide the foundation for actual freedom? Or are you just a partisan drone? Do you really think for yourself? Are you really a critical thinker? Or do you just follow? Today, in Minneapolis, there was another killing. A 37-year-old man, Alex PRETTI. I understand he was a nurse. He's dead. He was at a protest. We'll get into it tonight. The killing of Alex PRETTI, the second killing this year involving ICE agents, is a symptom of a cancerous problem that has transformed the United States into something I no longer recognize. But what I do see and have come to understand is that the problems on the streets of the United States, the problems facing the United States today, the problems facing Canada, the problems that have been plaguing Canada since the Freedom Convoy, since before the Freedom Convoy, during the pandemic, all of it can easily be traced right back to the man in the White House and his team. A team that is largely not elected, but selected. Well, those are the words that are thrown at our Canadian government and system of governance and justice. And that's not true. But it is true over there. So confused are so many. And I'll show you how stupid tonight as well. How stupid. I mean, downright uneducated, dumb as a bag of rocks, stupid. A lot of these people on Trump's side are. The followers. The people many of you may be following. They're just outright dumb. Did I say stupid? Yeah, I mean like stupid. And Canada is under attack. Trump has declared war on our country. Make no mistake, he's declaring war on his own people. You effectively have a form of martial law in the United States right now, and he's attacking Canada. Not with fighter jets or tanks yet, but he is using tariffs and intimidation as weapons. And information warfare. This is a fifth generation war. Fifth generation warfare is being waged upon us right now by a government that we have always been allied with and remain allied with. We're in an abusive relationship. The good news is it can't last because the people will not tolerate it. At some point, I hate to use the phrase, but they're going to wake up. And I hope you do too, sooner rather than later. Stating facts, showing something that is obviously true, is part of what journalism is about. To ignore or soft pedal facts in a way that allows someone who will twist information to create an alternative narrative that isn't true at all, to allow that to happen, that's irresponsible. And that's what they do. They feed you selective information. They're feeding us all selective information so that when we see something even horrific, they feed you alternative facts, leave certain pieces of information out, claim that what you're seeing isn't really what you are seeing when it's clearly what you are seeing, telling you don't believe your own eyes. And then they find excuses. And they get their minions and their bought and paid for media, mainstream now as well as independent or alternative, to spin their lies. Not a narrative, lies. To cook your brain. And I know a lot of you don't care. You just want what you want. You think you're winning. No, you're not. When you live the lie, you're sentencing yourself to slavery. Like, really? This is terrible. I do not recognize America anymore. I'll come back and we'll start dissecting all of this. And we'll just see what we can do. Don't go away.
Maverick News. The world is watching.
Okay. I posted video of the shooting on our one Twitter account. I'll show you, first of all. Viewer discretion advised. Please, YouTube, don't ban me. I'm just showing people what happened. But yeah, this is real, and it's not AI, and there are multiple angles on this. So this is the real deal. Viewer discretion advised. YouTube, I warned everybody. Please don't frickin' ban me, okay? Or any other platforms for that matter. Here it is. I'm just going to let it roll. Then I'll comment.
And they keep pushing people, you know?
fucking kidding me, dude? Not again. Are you fucking kidding me? That guy's dead. Yo, we need people on site.
Man, and they keep pushing.
Stop for a moment, okay? Just stop. Everybody, just freaking stop. That's not a movie. That is not a movie. Snap out of it. It's not entertainment. It's not a 10-second clip for your entertainment. That's in Minneapolis. That's America. What was he doing? From what I understand, he was trying to help some woman who was being assaulted by some ICE officers who appear to be very poorly trained or seem to be under the impression that they can just beat the shit out of people with no accountability and worse, shoot them in the streets. Protesters. I don't care what they're protesting. They have the right to protest. They can protest that they don't like blue balloons. I don't care. They have the right to do it in a free country without being shot. Just because someone's protesting and you don't agree with them doesn't mean that you should be applauding or approving of them being shot. Oh, but he was armed, they say. Yeah, well, guess what? He was allowed to carry a gun because it's the United freaking States, and all you pro-gun people, all you MAGA types who are going on and on and on and on about gun rights and how you can't let the government take your guns. You can't have it both ways. Why do you need your guns? Well, because we need it in case we have a tyrannical government. What the hell do you think just happened in the streets? What do you think you have? So he had a gun. Didn't pull it. He was legally carrying it. It doesn't justify shooting him if it's being carried legally and he didn't brandish it, if he didn't threaten anyone with it, didn't threaten any officers with the weapon. How many officers were on top of him? 4? 4 guys? First of all, 4 guys, and they couldn't bring him down in a way that, he was subdued very quickly, poorly trained. Okay. That tells me a lot right there. And they were beating the crap out of him. That's why they weren't subduing him properly, because they were too busy trying to find ways to beat him in the head rather than subdue him. They were assaulting him. I've been to places like that, seen what police do when they're doing their jobs properly. Police are supposed to keep the peace and keep everyone safe. That's what cops are supposed to do. Public safety. That's the first priority. Something's really wrong. And as a journalist, it's my job to call that out. That's not a movie. Never pulled that gun. Didn't threaten anyone with it. legally allowed to carry it because that's America, which should tell you also that your gun ain't going to protect you on the streets from the cops, from the tyrannical government. It's freaking stupid. Obviously, it's not going to help. If he pulled the, see, what was he going to do? Pull the gun on the cops? They're going to shoot him for sure. So you have to leave it holstered so it's not going to protect you against a tyrannical government. So don't even think about it. If you're in that position, if you're armed up, stay home. Get rid of your goddamn guns. And keep them on your side of the border too, okay? I don't want them up here. I'm all for freedom, but I'm not cool with walking down around my neighborhood. I don't see anybody carrying guns around here. And if the cops show up, you know, they're worried about guns, but a lot less likely that they're going to pop you in the head. We have different rules up here too, or I think we're maybe a little more civilized, frankly. Cop shoots somebody up here, instant investigation. We want to know why. And there's this civilian oversight committee, special investigation unit that automatically kicks into high gear and they investigate to find out what the facts are. Not so with ICE, where the Trump regime instantly kicks into cover-up mode, ride it out mode, political mode, call them a domestic terrorist mode, but don't properly investigate, just pass judgment instantly through social media mode. I don't recognize America anymore. Not only did he not pull the gun, he was disarmed before the first shot was fired. The video speaks for itself. If you care to open your eyes and believe what you actually are seeing. Now, you could have edited video. You could have AI video. But there are multiple angles on this. All the evidence is pretty goddamn clear tonight. Now, I'm going to say alleged, and these allegations haven't been proven in court because there's always that. And everybody's entitled to their day in court and due process, even ICE officers. Maybe even in the United States. I'm not so sure anymore, though. I'm not sure there will be a day in court over this, or that anyone will actually be held accountable. I'm not confident. But the evidence is right there in front of your eyes. This is slow-mo. This is the moment when one of the ICE officers disarms the suspect. That guy to the left. He's got the weapon. Took it away from the guy. Then the suspect is shot. And the agent who took the gun from the suspect runs away because he's scared because the shots are fired. Second killing. Renee Good was shot 3 times. Autopsy reveals she was shot through the left forearm, the right breast, and the temple. Killed. Not a movie. And now the streets are erupting in protest. I'd say America is on the verge of a civil war. I'd say some people want it. I'm going to bring you some of the news conference that the mayor and Minneapolis police chief held some time ago today. Here we go.
I'm going to turn it over to the chief to provide an update and some of the details based on the limited amount of information that we have thus far this morning, and then I will provide some comments myself. Chief?
My name is Brian O'Hara, B-R-I-A-N-O''H-A-R-A. I am the Minneapolis Police Chief. At approximately 9:03 a.m. this morning, Minneapolis police received a report of a shooting involving federal law enforcement in the area of East 26th Street and Nicollet Avenue on the south side of the city. Officers arrived and found an adult male with multiple gunshot wounds when they arrived. Life-saving aid was being rendered, and he was transported by ambulance to Hennepin County Medical Center, where he was later pronounced deceased. Based on the information that we have, which is very limited, this is a 37-year-old white male who is a Minneapolis resident, and we believe he is an American citizen. We have not been told any official reports of what has led up to the